Canvas Beauty, a beauty brand, set a TikTok US record on June 8th, 2024 with a 6-hour live stream that achieved $1 million in sales. Stormy Steele, the brand's CEO, hosted the broadcast that peaked at 10,000 tuned-in viewers. The day before, Simply Mandy's, a different cosmetic brand, surpassed $730,000, setting a then record. Less than 2 weeks before that, Jeffree Star hosted a stream that grossed $665,000. Oh man, this episode is about live streams, live shopping. Actually, the phenomenon of live shopping, something that Gary Vee thinks is the next big thing. And I dove deep into it the last 2 weeks to find out what's going on here. And it indeed is pretty crazy. All right. I mean, just to kick it off, the live shopping market size in 2023 in the United States was about $11.5 billion. And it's estimated to grow by 2030 to anywhere between $78 billion to $85 billion. It's like through Grandview Research. That's pretty crazy. There's this interview out there with Gary Vee. I think he's on CNBC. And so it's a 5-minute interview. I'll clip it or I'll put it in the show notes. And it's 3 people asking Gary Vee. It's so like it's like a clip that I would think would go like in a movie like The Big Short. You know what I mean? When something big is about to happen in the movie, like they'll probably show this clip where Gary Vee's talking about it's the next biggest thing. And the lady tells him like, Gary, sell me on this. I don't necessarily want to do live shopping. You know, I'm already buying through ads on Instagram. Why do I want to tune into live shopping? And then Gary Vee very calmly says, well, I don't necessarily want to sell you on this. It's been sold. And he tells them there's companies and influencers making millions of dollars a month through live shopping. And then everybody's shocked. And he's like, no, Gary, but that's like companies, right? Yes, and also influencers. And they're like, what? And they have their own brands? Yes. But they're also selling other people's brands? Yes and yes. So Gary Vee's just kind of like blowing their minds about how the internet works, where like there's no rules. And he was just saying like, yeah, like I don't want to sell you on this. Like a couple of weeks ago, we sold $40,000 worth of t-shirts on live shopping. It's been sold. And so Gary Vee's been going on Whatnot. I got introduced to this because it was actually 2 weeks ago. Today's December 31st, actually. It's a New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, and it's 5 p.m. I'm at the Dell Story headquarters. Welcome to the Creators Podcast, where we talk about how to make money as a creator. Creator operators, baby. Anyway, 2 weeks ago, I woke up. I forgot what I was doing, but I knew that Gary Vee was doing a 25-hour live shopping thing. And so I had seen it when they started it, and then when I woke up, they were still on, and it was the last hour. I tuned into Whatnot, and well, you got to give your credit card information and stuff. I didn't want to do that, but then they had a code that was like, oh, $25 off. You don't have to pay for shipping or anything. You don't even have to buy anything. And there was this like plushie toy I wanted. So I was like, all right, I'll put in my credit card info and my shipping address, and then boom, I got it. And then I stayed for a little bit watching, and it was pretty cool. Like they were giving away a bunch of stuff. Gary Vee was in the comments because he wasn't actually in the live. It was his team. He was gifting people different stuff. And then there was this plushie toy that wasn't available in the store. Yeah, I don't know why I was like into these toys because they're like V Friends. If you don't know what V Friends are, they're like Gary Vee's Pokemons. And there was this one. It was an iguana. I wanted the iguana. It wasn't for sale, but I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. It was $25. And then all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, they're like, all right, guys, for like the next 30 seconds or whatever, it's going to be 66% off. There goes the iguana. We only have like 100 of these. And the number kept going down of the inventory because people were buying it. It was like $10. I was like, I'm going to buy it. Fuck it. I bought it. I bought something in live shopping, something that I don't buy stuff like that. I don't know. I was so into it, and I was like, dude, it's just live shopping. It was before Christmas. I was like, whatever. And then I was like, dude, what is this? I got to know what this is. Because if I bought something Like, dude, I don't I don't spend my money on shit like that. I got caught up into what this was, and I was like, damn, this is gonna be huge. So I got all excited. I started telling everyone that I knew about live shopping, get on whatnot. And then I did this podcast where we're gonna go through everything here. We're gonna go through the history of like the live shopping, all right, how it started in China. You gotta know this thing's been going off in China since 2016. All right, and the market in China is like $400 billion. That's just live shopping. It's 20 to 30% of all e-commerce sales in China. Yes, all sales, like online transactions, 20 to 30% of them are through live shopping. That's bananas. And like, it's barely gonna hit the US. And now this article that I just read to you was from this Marketplace Pulse. They're reporting on this girl, Stormy Seal. She broke the record with $1 million in sales on June 8th. Like 2024, this year. This is happening. Like, and like, as it said in the article, it was like, you know, a couple weeks before that, it was $665,000, the record. Then it was $730,000 by another company. And this is through like cosmetics. Dude, this is like mind blowing. And if you've got a business where you sell something, you make something, I just don't know why you wouldn't be doing live shopping every day. Like, there's literally no downside. I actually went and experimented on this, but yeah, let's get started. Like, I'm gonna walk you through the history real quick. I'm gonna tell you about the Chinese influencer that made $13.7 million in 1 week, and then I'm gonna tell you about who I found out that is crushing it in the U.S. What I learned through like 3 different live shopping shows that I did, and then some ideas on how we can start capitalizing on this. Let's go. So, let's see where we at. Live shopping. So live shopping started in the 1980s, right? Like, that's TV shopping channels first, right? And we're talking in the U.S. first. 1980s, we're talking QVC's birth, all right? And then there's like infomercials and stuff. So basically, this is like the reincarnation, the better version of QVC. If QVC got on social, there's platforms like Whatnot that is basically TikTok, but if it was just designed for selling. Now it's got special features where you can do like flash sales, like that 30-second sale that I talked about that makes people think like, oh my God, I got to get it now. You can do like discount codes. It gamifies it. It makes it real fun. And so why does it work? All right. And why did it work back then? When QVC started in the 1980s, it's because they combined a charismatic host with like real-time offers. And it's the exact same thing. It's like very similar. Of course, now there's like more tactics, actually. It's a lot better now. But they still, you got the host, which is the creator, and then the offers. And it feels like it's just right now because it's live. You gotta get it now. So why does it work? A sense of urgency, the entertaining creator or the host, and people build trust with the host. That's the biggest thing. So you feel like you're buying from somebody that you know. Now, what happens next? In the 2000s, the internet changes everything. Shopping channels start to lose viewers, but those viewers, they go online. And then I guess here I didn't really do that much research, but I think we can guess, you and I can guess that viewers go online, and you know, it's like eBay, Amazon, every which way, a freaking website. You buy your stuff on a website and stuff. But the live shopping thing on cable and on TV, QVC, it's still going strong even to this day. But it starts to lose viewers to this amazing thing called the internet. But then when the pandemic hits, it accelerates mobile shopping in the United States, and that's really what sets the stage for live shopping here in the United States. And right there, I'm going to pause because we got to see what happened in China, right? If the pandemic was in 2020, that's when mobile shopping accelerated. The mobile shopping part is very important here because that's going to be the difference between why it took off in the United States later and why it took off in China before. But just to give you, I was really curious, how much money is QVC still making today? Dude, they're making like $11 to $12 billion. Like, according to CSI Market, I think it's less now, but they had a record-breaking year in 2020. And I think it's not just QVC, it's like the company that owns it or whatever. In 2023, CSI Market says that they made $9.4 billion. I don't know, that's an insane amount of money. I don't know if this is right. Basically, what I figured out is that like they're still making money. And why is that important? It's just like, okay, live shopping even to this day on TV works. Whoever is watching that. So this works. This obviously works. That's what my question was. Does this work? Yes, it's worked since the 1980s. It continues to work. And now that it's social, it's obviously, yes, it's working. And the proof is China. When did it start in China? 2016. Why did it start? Alibaba, all right, one of the biggest e-commerce platforms, if not the biggest in China, Alibaba has a bunch of apps, all right? One of them is called Taobao app, and they introduced Taobao Live within that app. So you can now shop live. And so I was wondering, well, what was it in 2016 that made China prepared for live shopping? Apparently, China has been a mobile first, China's like a mobile first, mobile only society, because of the how large the population. This is me really like kind of just thinking about it. I need to do more research on this, but at least what I found out was that they're mobile first, meaning that they use primarily their phones, and I think it's because it's cheaper. There's a lot of people, and so as costs went down on phones, it became cheaper to use the internet on your phone. You could reach more users on your phone, and then they have like dedicated apps like WeChat and other apps where you can just like basically do everything. Like you can buy stuff, and when I was in China, I know you use it to pay for stuff, but like in summary, they use their smartphone for a lot more stuff, especially like shopping online. So they were already ready for live shopping. They were like primed. Somebody just needed to create the QVC for the phone, or like the TikTok app that would allow live creators to go live and sell stuff, and then for that connection to be made. In the US, though, in 2016, I mean, users had the habit of using their desktop still. There was mobile usage, but like we were like heavy desktop users. Apparently, that's what I read. And some of this is like me and ChatGPT having a conversation. So you might want to check this out, but it made sense. Basically, I was just trying to figure out like why China first, and that's like one theory. All right, that like they're mobile. They were already like mostly on mobile, and so they were used to buying stuff on their phone, and then this platform came around, and then boom, it just started taking off. Now the current market size in China in 2023 is $695 billion for the live shopping. That's pretty crazy. ecommerce.com and ChatGPT confirmed that. And then, like I said, 20 to 30% of all e-commerce transactions in China are live shopping. At least that's what I found. And in 2024, I forgot where I saw this, but there was an estimated $819 billion that was going to be like the market size for live shopping. There's a bunch of competitors, a bunch of different apps. But there's three factors that like made this successful. The tech, the payments were frictionless, for these apps. Like it's so easy. It's basically like the Amazon buy now button. There's the culture of engagement, right? It's really entertaining. There's exclusive deals, and the creators really, really matter to make this happen because people connect with them, or like, you just develop this like relationship like a celebrity. And then the third factor, well, at least in China, was the massive adoption of mobile shopping, which is also important in the United States, and that's where the pandemic comes in, 2020. Most people get used to buying stuff online, especially if it's just on your phone or your desktop. And then we come to that lady that I told you sold like $13 million in 1 week. Gary Vee talks about her too. I researched her. Her name's Zhang Jiang, and it's crazy. Search her up. I'll put her in like the show notes. But she has like she only shows the product for like a few seconds and then moves on. It's insane. Like it's literally there for a second. She doesn't even say anything. I think she starts talking and then it's bought. They buy it and she's just going. It's ridiculous. According to Vice News, it was estimated that she made $13.7 million in 1 week. I think she made $8 million in one video. It's bananas. She has 500 million followers. Now, of course, like the numbers are going to be insane in China because it's just like so many people. But still, this is crazy. I saw a video on YouTube where they were talking about, I think it was CNBC. They made like this little short 5-minute documentary of what's going on in China. There's courses on how to become a creator for live shopping. There's like an entire street that is known for having just creators that go live at night. Yeah, they're just on the sidewalk and they have their little like ring lights with their phone and they go live. I don't know. Dude, it's getting crazy. The video where I found is Zhang, the girl that makes like $8 million in one video or $13 million in a week. There's a TikTok. They like repost stuff. It's called subtle.things. Yeah, I'll link it in the show notes too. So let's move on though. Like now we know China. We know everybody. This girl's killing it. By the way, there's like a king and queen of live shopping in China. I think it's this girl's the queen, and then there's the king that I think he sold the most amount of like cosmetics or lip gloss or something in China. It's like it's getting crazy. So what are the platforms doing live shopping? There's TikTok Live, okay, that we just talked about, where Stormy Steele made $1 million in sales in one live, and I think she made it in like 3 hours. It said in the article that it was a 6-hour live, but I watched a video where it was like the celebration moment where they hit $1 million, and she just said, "Oh my God, in 3.5 hours." So I think it was 3.5 hours. Pretty wild. There's TikTok as one of the platforms. There's Whatnot it's basically like if they made TikTok for live shopping. So it's got integrated like the deals and stuff. I don't know. I wonder if TikTok has that as well. But that's the one that I experimented with. There's Temu, there's eBay, there's Amazon, Instagram, Facebook, and then there's Snapchat. I don't know about Instagram and Facebook. I didn't try any of the other ones, to be honest. But these are like some of the ones I found online that are doing it. There's more apps than that. There's way more. And there's like a lot like Whatnot that are like just for live shopping. And then I got real curious, right? Because what are the creators that are earning the most money in the United States? Well, I found this article that talked about like 11 creators. It wasn't that great of an article, but like the interesting thing that I found in the middle, there was like a couple of people with like 15 million followers on Facebook. So they have a large following, 3 million followers on Facebook. Facebook seems to be big. And then towards the middle, there was 2 people, Renaud Bauer, who lives in the French Alps and does welding and metalwork in general. He has like 72,000 subscribers on YouTube and just like 4,000 on Facebook, 7,000 on Instagram. And that was interesting because he doesn't have a large following, and he was in this article for like him being like a really good person that sells live like stuff on his streams. And then there was not Leomi, she's a model. Jamie Yo, I believe. Let me see. Where's Jamie Yo? Jamie Yo, she doesn't have that much of that large of a following either. 110,000 followers, like under 200,000 followers, and like on Instagram, 33,000 on Facebook, which I found real interesting because like, yeah, sure, that's still a large following, right? But we're not talking millions of followers. We're talking like it's not that crazy. I mean, look at Renaud or whatever. He's a French guy. This is hard to say. His name's hard to say. 72,000 subscribers on YouTube isn't that crazy. If you got something interesting, if you study, if you really dedicate some time to figuring the YouTube thing out, like you can get to 72,000 followers. So that was interesting. I found those people. But then I found Stormy Steele. And Stormy Steele's out of this world. Stormy Steele is also an interesting case because you would think, how many followers do you think she has on TikTok? Let's guess right now. Go for it. I would have guessed she had above 1 million followers. 3 million. I would say 3 million. She does not have 3 million followers on TikTok. She has 477,000 followers on TikTok. That was crazy. She's the one that leads. Is leading on She has a record right now. And then she broke that record. I forgot to tell you, she broke that $1 million record, right? 4 weeks ago. She broke it. And guess how much she made in one live? In one live. She went live, and in one live session, I don't know if it was 6 hours or 8 hours. Doesn't really matter, because she made $2 million in sales, which is bananas. She's 36 years old. She's selling like body glaze, which is like, from what I gathered, it's like lotion. I don't know, scented lotion. I don't know what it is. It's a beauty brand. I respect it. It's crazy. That's wild. But anyway, like she only has she has less than 500,000 followers on Instagram. She has 293,000 followers on her Instagram. Well, basically what I'm getting at is that followers don't matter, right? No, they don't matter. It's a vanity metric. It's like Mr. Beast talks about it. I'm getting, the followers, the subscribers, it doesn't matter in terms of making money. It's a line from from the Big Short, where like what's his name? I forgot the actor's name, but he's like, I smell money. But yeah, it's all about the content. Mr. Beast would tell you this. It's really about the quality of your content. Making content, I believe live shopping is the same thing. This is a skill, and a skill can be learned. So if you really want this, you could do this. You don't have to be you don't have to have millions of followers. As a matter of fact, as we talked about in the last podcast, the issue is that a lot of creators don't know how to build a business. So you got to be both a creator operator. You got to go hard on both fronts. And I don't know. I think what Stormy Steele is doing here is pretty freaking amazing. Now I did see some videos where they're like complaining about like the quality of her product. Again, that goes on the operator side. You got to be a good operator if you want to really build a big business. But it looks like she's not having an issue with that. So what are some other influencers selling like a bunch of stuff in the United States? There was Simply Mandy's, and then search them up, but there was another cosmetic brand. Jeffree Star, I think I've heard of this guy, or person, girl. I don't know who they are. Let me search him up. I think, yes. Okay, so Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I have heard of Jeffree Star, and I think Jeffree Star has a lot more followers, if I were to guess. Well, I already see here 6 million followers on Instagram. Like, if we're just looking, if you're still not convinced that like the followers isn't really what matters here, but it's like the quality of your content and how you approach this. I mean, Stormy Steele is crushing. She's crushing. I don't know how much Jeffree Star is making. I mean, they're probably going to make like way more too if they go all in on live sales. But like, that's pretty amazing that Stormy Steele was able to beat their record. Let's see. 6 million on Instagram is pretty wild. TikTok. Here we go. 307,000. Huh. But that's the cosmetic brand that they have. Okay. Well, there's that. And so, I dove real deep into it, and I started talking to some people that I knew here in town. Well, one, I talked to a friend who has a really big e-commerce company, and he's doing really well. And I asked him at the end, he was helping us out with our YouTube. I asked him, dude, wait, before you go, what do you think about live shopping? And I trust this guy because I think he's one of the best creator operators I know. He was like, I think it's going to be the biggest thing of 2025. And I was like, oh, snap. And then I had coffee with an artist in town, okay? And this artist laid out his live shopping journey, where he started making $40 like a week or something when he was dipping his toe on Twitch. He was live streaming himself painting, and people would comment, people would buy stuff. Then he finds out about Whatnot. And I forgot the timeline, but he makes like $400 or something like that, $800 in like a week. He's like, whoa. And then he really starts going hard, right? And he makes like $2,000 in a month. He's like, whoa, I'm going to go all in. And then he like doubles his hours, and he only makes like $2,500. He's like, what happened? Right? And he tells me that his mistake was it used to be just a show that he was doing where he would just go on there and he would paint. And people would ask, how much is it? And he'd be like, I don't know, man. Right now I'm just painting. And he was really there just to paint. He would be painting either way. And so it really was like the show. Bob Ross is what comes to mind for me. It was this show. You got on there and you can talk to him. You can ask him to draw something. And his sales were pretty good. And now when he transitioned into trying to sell some more, like his sales went up a little bit, but it wasn't that great. So then he shifts and he's just like, I'm just going to go back to the painting thing. He goes back to the painting thing and he starts increasing the amount of money he makes. Now he's making $8,000 a month. And he says he's not trying as hard as he could. And that this year he's going to go hard. He thinks he's not going to have an issue doubling that. I was like, whoa, these numbers were crazy. And this man's just painting, doing what he loves. So I start trying out. I think before I met him, I tried selling some glasses with my friend Young, who has a glasses store here. And the first live went really cool. Like we got tipped $10 because of the energy we had. I think I was making it a super entertaining show. I had props, put on some sunglasses. We got tipped $10. We got like 17 followers. And then Young made a sale. He made a sale of it was like $200 glasses that he sold at the end. And we were like, whoa. At least I was like, whoa. I'm selling Young. I was like, Young, this is crazy. Then we went live again. It didn't go as good. We actually had at most in the first live, we had like 20 people. That's the other thing about the live shopping. 10,000 people, going back to Stormy Steele, 10,000 people at most in the live is a lot of people. But to make $2 million in sales, I don't know. I would think that you would need more than 10,000 people in a live at once. I don't know. That's not like cumulative, as in like people go in and out. So the 10,000 is just the most they had at one time. The most we had at one time was like 20 in the first live. And I guess she probably had a bunch of people coming in because we had like 300 people come in or something, I think. Maybe it was less. The second one didn't go nearly as good. And I think our issue was that we were trying to sell. Now I do a third live with my friend Rafa that has, he does leather work, right? He makes products out of leather bags, wallets. And with that one, we also sold like a leather bag. I did $300 worth of giveaways in like flights because I thought like that was gonna be the big thing, and it went okay. I thought it was gonna go better because of the flights giveaways. It was $25 gift cards, giving away $25 gift cards every 10 minutes. But I forgot one of the rules that the artist told me that's making $8K a month. He said, you gotta make it a show, man. It's not about selling. And as I was reading some of these articles, that's one of the things that they talked about, at least that this website that has a TikTok, that had the article about Stormy Steele making $1 million. There was like a little, like a hyperlink to another article they wrote about why Amazon wouldn't be bringing live shopping, and it's titled Amazon Live is embarrassing. Basically what they're saying is that Amazon Live is embarrassing. It sucks. They're not putting in like a lot of effort, and it's like it feels like too much selling. So if you're going to try live selling, live shopping, one of the keys here, and I think the biggest opportunity, the people that are really going to take off, is going to be the people that make like really entertaining shows, and I think that's where I see the future. So what we should have done with my friend with the leather work is we should have just had the camera like pointed at what he was making the entire time. I feel like the best way to do it is like Bob Ross style. Like if you were Bob Ross and you were just painting and people would be bidding on that painting or whatever, you have somebody in the back putting up the painting for bid. But make it a show. I think that's the real opportunity. I think that's what's going to change it. But then again, all the things in China, all the big live shopping shows, there's also, I guess there's room for everyone because there's those people that are making a bunch of money. The $13 million lady, she's just like, she's literally just selling, not a show. But for my soul, if I were to do this for a long time, I would have to make it a show, something that's like entertaining, or else I would hate it. So what I tried was Whatnot. Whatnot's pretty cool. If you're selling anything, if you got a store, specifically if you got a store, in a small town, anywhere, get on Whatnot right now, and you have to be on there like daily. You got to figure this out, because it's just like, it gives you access to the entire world. People who are on Whatnot are there to buy stuff. That's the other crazy thing. I mean, TikTok Live too. I would try all of them. Yeah. So let's recap. Why does this have potential? There's less friction to purchase. There's less friction to purchase in this app, just like Amazon's one-click shopping. The socialization aspects are gonna be crazy. Apparently in China, you can invite friends to the live that you're watching, and you get discounts for group shopping. That sounds insane. The scarcity aspect, right? There's sale countdowns. That's how they got me to buy that $10 plush toy. There's flash sales. There's like, oh, for the next 30 seconds, it's 75% off. And you're like, oh my God. And it's like 30 seconds going down. The inventory number that goes down, like as things are being sold until it's marked sold out, also makes you want to buy stuff. And then it's also entertaining. This is going to be huge for people who are good on camera, but also for people who make stuff. If you just make stuff, Bob Ross, think Bob Ross. Just put the painting in front, put whatever you're making in front. If you've just got a store, just walk around. Just walk around, my friend. Then I listened to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee thinks really this is the future of shopping. And then I think he kind of, I was like, damn, I can kind of see what he's saying. So he says, like, imagine Papa John's. Imagine a Papa John's pizza ad that allows you to purchase the pizza on screen, right? So if you think about how big the Amazon one-click button was, this is kind of like, that is kind of leading to this. I see something on the screen, oh, I can buy it. Because that's the next evolution of that. Like, the one-click button was, I see something I want to buy. Okay, I want to buy it. I'd rather not have to go to my cart. So the next evolution is, I'm just going about my day. I'm watching entertainment. I'm watching ads or whatever. Oh, I want that. Boom, buy. That's kind of like where this is going. And then Amazon, dude. Amazon's a monster, bro. Amazon, I hope they like if they take advantage of this, holy cow, because they're like positioned. They are positioned to really I feel like. I mean, what the hell do I know? But if I was Amazon, I'd be going for this, because they've got Amazon Prime. Why? And they're already doing this with ads. Actually, the other day I saw something I saw an ad, and it popped up on the left side, and it was like, buy now, add to cart. And I was like, no way, it's happening. Gary Vee freaking telling me what's gonna happen. But you'll be able to watch live sports on like Amazon Prime and buy jerseys as the big moments happen. Like if somebody scores like a crazy touchdown, right? And like their shirt pops up in the left corner or something. And it's just like, oh, buy now. Like 20% off that guy's shirt. Oh my God, dude. Come on. Phew. I started to sweat a little bit because I'm like, how do I do something about this? I don't got a product. What do I do? What do we do, Jay? What do we do? Focus on the main thing. But yeah. Let's see what happens with Amazon, because apparently it's not that good for live shopping right now. And Gary Vee thinks that if there's one thing that could threaten Amazon's domination, it might be this. But like that whole thing about everything in a video being shoppable, that's pretty bananas. And I think that the biggest people to take advantage of this are the creator operators. Because you'll be able to own the brands. Yeah, this is the other thing. The creator operator is going to own the brand, okay? Like, let's say we start a YouTube channel, right? Everything in that YouTube channel, like every shirt I wear, the chairs, everything, theoretically, I can own it all. Oh my God, I'm getting a call. I'm sorry about that. I could own it all. Like, I could have a company, like if I had created, let's say they create the modern show, The Office, right? In the future, if you're smart, if it's possible, you own every single piece. You sell every piece on that set. Every piece on that set is for sale. And the audience can just stop and just click, oh, I want that pencil holder. I want that shirt. I want that chair. Yeah, it's a lot, but like for real. I feel, yeah, that it makes a lot of sense. The incentive is there for everyone to make money. I don't know why the future wouldn't go there. The convenience is there. Whew. Then I started thinking about where's the opportunity for my company, Dell Story. The opportunity could be to grow on Whatnot, a community where we give away free flights. We're known to be like walking around, going to places that like people that make handmade products. Really, the opportunity would be to us find like a product that we're gonna own and then sell that. We find a product that is differentiated, or we market it better than anyone else, and then we just sell that because like the margins would be much better. Because that's the other thing I realized about like teaming up with someone. Oh man, the margins are a little light. You need to go for higher ticket items. Cool thing is that like all the platforms are going to be fighting for a piece of this. So if this interests you, we got to keep an eye on YouTube, Amazon, TikTok, Whatnot, any other new platform coming. Let's see, because they're going to be offering incentives for creators, and that's where the opportunity is. But yeah, that's the live shopping opportunity. I hope you see it, and it's big. Now moving on to some other stuff, just some more resources. The YouTube formula book, still reading that. I put it down for a little bit because I started reading The Anthology of Bology. The Anthology of Bology, written by Eric Jorgensen, who wrote the Almanac of Naval. I really recommend it. If you're really into like what could the future be, really mind-blowing book. YouTube is crazy. I'm excited for YouTube. I think we're going all in on YouTube. Go all in on YouTube. Like Mr. Beast says, it really seems like all roads lead back to YouTube. Let's see. What else do I got for you? Oh, interesting news that I heard. You might have heard this already, but like First We Feast sold for like $82 million. That's wild. That's bananas. Like that's just more proof. Like the creators, but you gotta be a creator operator. And if you're not listening to the Founders Podcast with David Sendra, I think you're fucking up. I really do. It's like the operator education, right? Like go to YouTube University for learning how to make content. But for operator education, the Founders Podcast. Also read some biographies. Remember, my friend, it doesn't really matter where you're at in the world. Like I'm in El Paso. But I don't feel like I'm in El Paso because I live on the internet. And in 2024, we are still at the birth of the internet. That's what's been blowing my mind. I know this is something that a lot of people already understand. I didn't understand this. I grew up with the internet my entire life. And so I was like, oh, it passed me. No. It's still there. We're barely figuring this out. It's gonna get crazy. And 2025 is the year that we figure out how to make money through the internet. Because right now I'm just making money selling person to person, right? I was realizing the other day, that's the old way to make money. And this is me like trying to level up my operational skills. I'm like, no. I gotta make money through the internet. Through people all over the world buying shit that is valuable. We're gonna figure it out. It's currently 7 p.m. on a Tuesday night. And it's December 31st, 2024. And 2025 is going to be crazy. I'm excited. Hopefully I keep doing this for an entire year. So in a year from now, when we're making money on the internet and you're super hyped with me, I don't know, you'll know it's possible. Of course it's possible, but we're going to make this happen. We're going on the journey. Let's go!